Hey you guys, Ashura here, and I'd like to wish you guys a very happy new year. So, in this video, I'd like to talk about my thoughts on the surprise chapter 851, which released last week. It was a surprise for me because I thought there would be no One Piece for last week as well as this week, but apparently a chapter did come out last week. So, well, this chapter was an exceptional one. I really loved it, and it continued the feels from the last chapter, and it also made us feel a little angry at Reiju. And this chapter had a lot of comedy and a brilliant action scene right at the end. So this chapter, in my opinion, was extremely good. So let me begin the actual review. This chapter begins with Reiju doing weird impressions of Sanji and continuing to diss him, and it really made me angry as to how Reiju was doing all of this. And this was a heartbreaking chapter, especially for Sanji. Even this can really be shown by Oda. I mean, this is beautifully shown by Oda when Sanji tries to light a cigarette. I mean, light his lighter, and it does not light. So it's just showing that there's no hope for him. Even his handy lighter has actually starting to run out of energy because he has no positive energy left in him. Beautifully portrayed by Oda. Absolutely felt the chills from that one. So from then on, we actually move on to the light-hearted comedy version, and we actually move on to Brook versus the Big Mom, and this speech was Brook was brilliant, and he was able to beautifully portray his feelings to Big Mom, and Big Mom was very impressed by that speech. And at the end, when Brooke says "young lady" to Big Mom, that was really awesome for me because Brooke calling Big Mom a lady over 80 years old, most probably he's calling her young. Well, this guy is about 90, so you can't really blame him for that. But beautifully portrayed by Oda. Absolutely loved that speech, and that for me was the moment of the chapter, not the final part. The moment in which Big Mom was called Young Lady by Brooke. That was the moment for me. And uh, and then we actually move on to Brulee's tickle torture, where Carrot and Chopper tickle tickle her so much so that she can reveal how to use the mirror world, how they can get through and find mirrors as to what mirror they want. So really, Brulee is being a very important role in this. And then we actually come back to the Pudding Reiju scene where we actually are shown Pudding's devil fruit, the mem fruit, and this is actually pretty interesting devil fruit because this devil fruit can really alter any person's memory. And even if she has altered, nobody would come to know. For instance, if just after that lunch meeting where Sanji confessed to Pudding, if Pudding had actually altered Sanji's memory, Sanji wouldn't know it. So it is an extremely good devil fruit to have, and it is in many ways it is as dangerous as the toy fruit, but not to that extent. But it still has a lot of possibilities. So this devil fruit is exceptionally dangerous because imagine if you love a person and she goes and removes that person's entire feelings for you, all the memories of you, then you're with some other person, then you would have a broken heart. It's such a dangerous devil fruit, this, and one of the I think it's a really perfect devil fruit for Pudding. I did thought it would be more like hypnotism, but this is pretty similar to mine, so I'm not really uh, bothered by it. I mean, I did make a theory about it that that Pudding's devil fruit is hypnotism, but this is pretty close. It's almost hypnotism, but not exactly. So I am really not worried about that. And from then we move on to the final panels where we see Luffy trying desperately to escape, and Opera telling to Nami that give away Lola's position or he's gonna start torturing her, and he even brings out his bowgun. And that is when the big man finally enters, rather re-enters to the story. Jimbei, what were you doing all this time, man? Why did you take so long to arrive? That's a big question on my mind. So Big Man Jimbei finally enters and he defeats Opera in a single hit. I don't think Opera will stand up after that. If he does, well, we're gonna have a good fight between Opera and Jinbei. But my guess, Opera is knocked out cold, and Jinbei is going to free them. But biggest question for me is, will Jinbei survive the arc? And I hope he does because he is a valuable ally and a valuable asset to the Straw Hat crew. I can't wait for Jinbei to officially join the Straw Hat crew. Absolutely love him as a character, and that concludes this chapter. This chapter was pretty good, but not as good as the previous chapter where we actually had a twist. Here we knew Jinbei would come. It was just a matter of time, a matter of question as to when would he come. Uh, so this chapter was exceptionally good, but not the best so far in the year. And this chapter, I'd say it's a 9.5, just because the previous chapter was better, nothing else. So very good chapter. Thank you, Oda. So that's it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and if you want to be notified for my future content, please do subscribe, and if you have any other thoughts, please do say so. With this, Ashura the Demon signing out. Bye bye, guys.